Did you know that Costco opened its original Australian warehouse in 2009? Well, up until yesterday, neither did I. And whilst the original location no longer exists, today I'll be heading to its replacement to browse the meat section for the very first time in the hope of getting my hands on a beautiful steak. In arriving at my desired cut, I'll be taking into consideration its price and quality, then giving my feedback on how it tastes once I've cooked it towards the end of the video. I'm actually shocked at how this one tastes, to be honest. So without dragging this introduction out any further than I need to, I think it's time for me to head to Costco to get some steak. The Saturday tradition continues. Bit of a longer drive today. I've headed out the west of Melbourne to Deer Park, which is the replacement for the original Docklands Costco, which was the first store to open up in Melbourne. I have never been to Costco before, and I've genuinely heard some good things about the variety of meat on offer and the fact that you can buy a lot of the meat in bulk, which is something that is of interest to me as someone that eats a lot of steak. So I don't think I'll be buying or doing a breakdown of something in bulk today, but let me know if you'd like to see that in a future video, because I'd be more than happy to do that. I think what I'm going to do today is just buy what appeals to me on the day. From what I've heard, there's so much meat on offer. I think that's the beauty of going to somewhere like this. But I historically have been someone that's gone to butchers and not somewhere like Costco to buy my meat. So maybe this video will change a few things. From what I've seen online, they do have a lot of grain-fed stuff, which doesn't really, just for me, doesn't really appeal to me as much as some of the high quality grass-fed meat. So I'm hoping today they have a grass-fed option. This is like Aldi and Coles and Woolies, but on steroids. Oh my God. Look at this thing. This place is huge. I don't think I've ever seen so many people in a car park. All I want is one steak. I've been driving for like 5 minutes and I can't find a car spot. Look at this. I'm stuck. It took me like 15 minutes to find this car spot. What's the tip? Do we have to go early? Do we have to go later? What's the best time to go to Costco? The sheer scale of this place is just absolutely insane. Hey man, I only got my membership yesterday.
Oh yeah, go next door, ask them
Next door.
activate for you.
Okay, perfect. I need to activate my membership.
Day 7 of ordering a Guinness every day until I can.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. I'm officially a Costco member. Time to check this place out. This place is ridiculous. It's like a mix between a Bunnings and a supermarket, seriously. I've never felt so American being in Australia. Look. Wow. Here we are. This place is like a maze, seriously. The amount of meat for sale is just ridiculous. And the initial observation is that a lot of the meat on offer is grain-fed. Grain-fed tomahawk. Marbling on that is just beautiful. Grain-fed beef tenderloin, Australian Wagyu, $84 a kilo. New York strip steak. Marbling is just insane. Beef short ribs, I mean, look at these. Just ridiculous. I mean, they've got some really good looking rump caps here as well for only $22 a kilo, which is actually great value. I mean, they've got Wagyu here as well for $69 a kilo. New York strip, $59 a kilo. Grain-fed chuck as well, only $22 a kilo. They've got pretty decent quality briskets from what I see as well for only $14.99 a kilo. Look at these ribs as well, like everything is just so marbled. I actually don't think they sell a product that's grass-fed. From what I've noticed, a lot of the grain-fed stuff is actually fairly expensive. I mean, this is $80 a kilo for New York strip steaks, which doesn't cost as much. They look good, don't they?
Too much.
Too much, 80 a kilo.
Oh.
What about this, 84?
Maybe more.
Yeah, you need to buy it in bulk. Too expensive. This is 85 a kilo. No way they're saying. Hey man, do you sell any grass-fed beef or is it all grain-fed?
The only grass-fed stuff is the organic mince, which is over in the freezer.
Organic mince?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no steaks or anything that's
No, not
grass-fed?
No.
Okay, easy. There are no options to buy grass-fed meat in the store that I'm at, which is crazy. It looks like I'm gonna have to go for a grain-fed option, and most of the steaks that they have are in bulk. Like, look at this. You can buy 3.2 kilos of mince for only $11.49 a kilo. They don't sell individual steaks. I want the individual ones. I think I'm just gonna go for this because they only have 2 in there. I mean, I don't want to buy more than 2 steaks, to be honest. Like, look at that intramuscular fat. Just just because I'm not buying in bulk today, this is what I'm going to go for. The Australian Wagyu beef steak, which has been grain fed for a minimum of 300 days and cost me $84.99 a kilo for 764 grams. So pretty disappointed by the fact that I could only buy in bulk. This is exactly what I said about coming to Costco or coming to a store like this and not having a particular preference on what you're going to buy, because I had no idea that this would be one of my only options to buy. I mean, if I wasn't filming today, there'd be an argument to suggest that I would have walked away with not even buying anything, because it didn't really have anything that I wanted. I reckon I'm probably the only person here who's buying one item. You can pay for it if you want.
Doubt it.
Yeah, good.
I don't even eat steak.
Really? I'd do it.
Working on it.
Why, are you vegetarian or?
No, just fussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up on a farm and my parents slaughtered meat, so I've got that smell.
Yeah.
Can't go there.
You need someone good to cook it for you.
Yeah.
Good secured, around $65 in total. Time for me to get out of the busiest store that I've ever been to in my life. Actually stressful being around that many people, to be honest, but I would have loved to see some grass-fed steak, and I would have loved to see some cheaper prices, to be honest. I mean, perhaps I need to do a video where I buy a whole carcass, I guess, and break it down in bulk just to see if it is worth it. Let me know in the comments what you think a place like Costco would be worthwhile comparing to, because I'm really not sure what the best place to compare it to would be, just because from what I see here, the quality is actually good. So perhaps a butcher, comparing it to like a butcher would be worthwhile. It's got me really confused, honestly, about what I could potentially do with this Costco series, but I don't even know how to describe it. Let's get home and see how these steak taste. I really hope they taste good, because that was an absolute trek and a half. Let's cook some steak. And we are back in the kitchen with my Costco steak, my Australian Wagyu beef ribeye steak. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you, I appreciate it. Now's the time to tell you that I've done this exact part of the video, or at least I've attempted to do this exact part of the video about 20 times, and I think I'm just having one of those days. So whatever happens from now on is what's going to happen. I'm not doing another repeat. That's not me complaining either. I love what I do. I'm just having one of those days. I am only human. So I've got my hands on 764 grams of steak. It weighed in, or it cost me $84.99 a kilo, which came out to a total of $64.93. It actually looks incredibly well marbled, and I think this might be the time that I take it out of the plastic to give it a proper inspection. But you know, from someone who's never tried Wagyu or even steak at Costco before, this is something that I'm actually really looking forward to trying. You would have seen in the video before that I was actually very disappointed with the lack of variety or option that I had to buy an individual steak. And you would have seen at the start of the video that I did say that I would be taking into consideration the price of the steak. Whilst this isn't the cheapest price in the world for a steak, it was the only option for me to buy two, essentially. There were plenty of options for me to buy three, plenty of options for me to buy four and above, and that's just not really what I wanted. So I think it's time for me to get these steaks open. And yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier, but this is grain fed for 300 days. So this level of marbling really doesn't surprise me at all. I'm not complaining. I mean, this does look really good from the outset. So it'd be interesting. Perhaps that's my next video, to compare this to a butcher steak that sells a 300-day grain fed Wagyu perhaps, and compare those two. So I'm going to leave these out for about 15 minutes and then we'll come back and give them a cook. If I had only bought one, this is probably the size that I would have gone for, to be honest. So I'm just going to preheat this on a medium heat. I'll probably preheat that for around 10 minutes and it'll be good to go. I've got a little portable grill here as well that I'll be using, and I think it's time for me to cook. So this bad boy's been preheating for probably around 10 minutes now. Bit of smoke emitting from the cast iron, which is just about when I know it's ready. In the past, in other videos, I have put on beef tallow, but I think this is going to have enough fat or enough marbling for me to get away with that, but only time will tell. Let's get this on. That's what we want to hear. And we'll start that up. And as always, get my little grill press on. That's just going to help me with the development of the crust. Cooking something like this, it's not the thickest steak in the world, so we do want a reasonable level of heat, and we want constant contact with the pan as well, which is what this grill press allows for. I probably will leave that for, say, 2 minutes, and then we'll give that a flip. I doubt whether you'll be able to see this, but there's already fat that's lined the edges of this cast iron grill. So it's only been, what, a minute and 17 seconds. So yeah, definitely don't need tallow for something like this. It's bubbling away, which is what we want to look for. I mean, this here is essentially what we're going to look for when we are cooking something like this. So it's been just over 2 minutes now. Give that a flip. Jeez, that didn't go to plan. Look at that. Really even brown crust. I do like to increase the heat after the first flip just because that pan is going to naturally be colder in that spot. This little bit here, that's how you know that the crust is developing, when it's bubbling away like that. And that's sitting at, after 4 minutes, at 38 degrees internally, so really not too long at all. Maybe we'll give it 30 seconds on each side, and look at that. Super even crust as well. I do like to have one of these ready to put my steak on as well. You don't want the steak resting in its own juices, otherwise it's still going to cook. Give that another look. That crust is super developed on that side. Honestly, once the crust is developed, you don't really need the grill press too much, to be honest. That crust is just beautiful. 44.3 we're sitting at, 45. Just because it is thin and I've messed it up in the past, I think I'm going to take this off just to err on the side of caution. Maybe a 5-minute rest. It'll be good to bite into it and see how it tastes. After the reveal first, of course. Hopefully the smoke alarm doesn't go off. Been resting for about 5 minutes. I think we'll be ready to slice this bad boy open. Let's season this up. Oh, look at that. Looks really good, but will it be worth $85 a kilo? Only time will tell. Let's see how it tastes. Well, let's see how it looks, sorry. Beautiful. Happy with how this one's turned out. I'm gonna slice this up, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna see how it tastes. Wall to wall. I think I've nailed this one compared to others that I've done in the past. I won't lie, it's very good. No other words to really say here. I mean, this is a really good cut of steak, really tender, really flavorful. This is a super high quality cut. I'm actually shocked at how this one tastes, to be honest, but flavor's just unreal. I would probably rather go to a butcher if I'm after a treat, to be honest, but is it worth $85 a kilo? I suspect there'd be a lot of people out there that would argue it's not. I don't think it's worth me buying 2 individual steaks from Costco, to be honest. I think you'd be much better off going to a butcher or a supermarket, for that matter, to buy steak, especially if you are buying 2. The only real benefit I see from Costco is buying in bulk, so that's a lesson for next time. I think it's better when you've got 2 steaks here side by side that you can actually compare it to, so perhaps that's the next video that I do. Thanks for hanging in there. It's been one of those videos where when you're filming and you're doing this consistently, it's sort of just, the videos don't go as planned, or whether they flow as planned. I'm not sure what it is, but at the end of the day, got my steak here, got my health, got my happiness. What more could you ask for, hey? I'm gonna enjoy this steak and hopefully see you in next week's video.